Good evening, children. Let's summarize it fast. The topics which we are concerned to study are means of transport, pipelines, waterways, and seaports. So we have done means of transport. We have to begin with pipelines and waterways today. Then we would be reading airways and communication, and then international trade and tourism. See, if I talk about means of transport, they are the earth is endowed with three important domains. First is the land, the second is the water, and the third one is your air. Now, if I talk about means of transport, we are having roadways, railways, and pipelines on the land. And in the water, we are having inland and overseas. If I talk about air, we are having the domestic airways, we are having public undertaking and private airlines. See, railways. If I talk about railways, the Indian Railways or the Indian Railway is the largest public sector undertaking in the country. The first train ran from Mumbai to Thane in 1853. And it covered a distance of 34 kilometers. Now next point is, at present Indian Railways have three different gauge. Now the other point is, what do you mean by gauge? A gauge is the distance between two metal rails on which the wheels of the locomotive roll to run. The three gauges are broad gauge, meter gauge, and narrow gauge. Now, certain problems are there. The first one is, though railways are important in our national economy, rail transport suffers from many problems such as ticketless travelers, thefts and damages, and the other one is chain pulling. So, we will be talking about pipelines, waterways, and seaports. So let's talk about the pipeline. This is a new addition. To our modes of transport. Pipelines have been used in the past to transport water to various places. Just now, I would like to tell you the definition of gauge. The definition is, it is defined as the clear minimum perpendicular distance between the inner faces of two rails. That was the definition of gauge. Now children, I am moving to pipelines, waterways, and seaports. So let's talk about this. If I talk about pipelines, this is a new addition to our modes of transport. Pipelines have been used in the past to transport water to various places. पहले पाइपलाइन से पानी सप्लाई होता था. अभी भी पाइपलाइन जो होती है मेन हम लोग पानी के लिए जानते हैं. उसका इस्तेमाल जो घरों में होता है वो पानी के लिए होता है. That is of pipelines. Today, pipelines are used to transport crude oil. But now the time is changing, children, as you know. Today, pipelines are used to transport crude oil, petroleum products and natural gas from oil and natural gas fields to refineries, fertilizer factories, and big thermal power plants. So this is the concept. Now the next point is, children, there are total three important networks. There are three important networks of pipeline transportation in the country. सबसे पहले अगर हम लोग बात करें तो from oil fields in upper Assam to Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh via Guwahati, Barauni and Allahabad. It has branches from Barauni to Haldia via Rajband, Rajband to Maurigram and Guwahati to Siliguri. The next point is from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab via Viramgam, Mathura, Delhi and Sonipat. सोनीपत कहाँ होता है? हरियाणा में. It has branches to connect Koyli near Vadodara, Gujarat, Chakshu and other places. Third point is gas pipelines from Hazira in Gujarat connects Jagdishpur in Uttar Pradesh via Vijaypur in Madhya Pradesh. It has branches to Kota in Rajasthan, Shahjahanpur, Babrala and other places in Uttar Pradesh. After that, if I talk about the advantages, now let's talk about advantages. What are the advantages? See, so many advantages are there of this. Let's talk about the advantages. The first point is pipelines can be laid under water or over mountains and under varied terrain. Second point is pipelines require only the initial costs of laying pipes and have almost negligible running or repair and maintenance costs. New pipelines are made of material which do not corrode. You would have seen in your houses only कि जो आपकी पाइपलाइंस लगी है, जो पानी के नल के खराब होते होंगे, लेकिन जो उसकी पाइप्स लगे हुए हैं, they are still working and they continue the work for nearly 50 to 60 years. Next point is pipelines reduce wastage and oil spills. It reduces transshipment losses and delays. Next point is thermal power plants based on gas can be constructed at a much lower cost and in a much shorter time period. It is easy to monitor. Important point, it is easy to monitor pipelines and keep a constant vigil over it as it is fixed at one place. उसकी जो पोजीशन है वो हमेशा के लिए फिक्स रहती है, उसमें चेंजेस नहीं आते हैं. The next point is the far inland locations of refineries. The far inland location of refineries, Barauni, Mathura, Panipat and gas-based fertilizer plants could only be conceptualized due to this mode of transport. See, the word transshipment. The meaning of the word transshipment is that the movement of the ships, transfer through ships, take a long span of time. उसको पहुंचने में रिस्क फैक्टर, शिप को पहुंचने में काफ़ी समय लगता है और उसमें रिस्क फैक्टर ज़्यादा होता है. यू वुड हैव हर्ड कि कई बार जो क्रूड ऑयल्स वाले जो शिप्स होते हैं उसमें आग लग जाती है, तो दैट इज़ अ वेरी रिस्की प्रोसेस, टाइम कंज्यूमिंग एंड रिस्की. वेयर एज जो अब के पैटर्न है, जो पाइपलाइन वाले हैं, दे आर इजी टू मेंटेन एंड दे आर वेरी फास्ट. इसमें जो ट्रांसफ़र होता है, जो ट्रांसपोर्टेशन होता है, दैट इज़ वेरी फास्ट, आसानी से और स्पीड से वाटर और ऑयल और अदर थिंग्स, गैस, that can be easily transferred now. But see children, if there are benefits, there are certain problems also. अगर कुछ फायदे होते हैं तो कुछ दिक्कतें भी हैं उसकी. So let's talk about what are the problems associated with this mode of transport. कौन सी दिक्कतें हैं इससे, कौन कौन सी हमें मोड ऑफ ट्रांसपोर्ट पे क्या प्रॉब्लम्स आती हैं. पहला, कॉस्ट ऑफ लेइंग पाइपलाइंस इज वेरी हाई. सीधी सी बात समझना कि जो पाइपलाइन बिछाई जाती है वो बहुत महंगी पड़ती है. कॉस्ट ऑफ लेइंग पाइपलाइंस इज वेरी हाई. और सबसे बड़ा खतरा क्या होता है? देयर इज द डेंजर ऑफ लीकेज. बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम इज डेंजर ऑफ लीकेज. नेक्स्ट पॉइंट, पॉलिटिकल प्रॉब्लम्स इफ द पाइपलाइन पासेस थ्रू अनदर कंट्री. दूसरी बड़ी दिक्कत क्या होती है कि एक देश से जब दूसरे देश कहीं पे पाइपलाइन पास होती है तो वो देश पाइपलाइन को पास करने देता है या नहीं देता है. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम. देन डेंजर ऑफ सैबोटेज और लैंड यूज रिस्ट्रिक्टेड. देखो, डेंजर ऑफ सैबोटेज में क्या आ गया कि सबसे बड़ा खतरा ये रहता है कि अगर कुछ होगा, if anything occurs, then immediate action cannot be taken because it is through pipeline. तो वो स्प्रेड जो होगा, जो वो फैलेगा, वो बहुत स्पीड से फैलेगा. जैसे गैस में यू वुड हैव हर्ड कि सिलेंडर में आग लग जाती है गैस लीकेज के कारण, तो वो इट्स नॉट इजी टू कंट्रोल. द सेम डेंजर इज हियर. अगर पाइपलाइन में आग लग जाती है ड्यू टू एनी, देन इट वुड बी टू डिफिकल्ट टू नो फ्रॉम वेयर द प्रॉब्लम इज अकरिंग. और सबसे बड़ी दिक्कत दूसरी है कि जहाँ से भी पाइपलाइन जा रही है, ज़मीन के नीचे से ही जाएगी, जहाँ से भी जाएगी, हम वहाँ पे उस ज़मीन का इस्तेमाल नहीं कर सकते हैं. देयर इज़ द रिस्ट्रिक्शन ऑन द यूज़ ऑफ लैंड. यू वुड हैव सीन इन लखनऊ कि हर जगह पे सड़क खुदी होती है. वाई? अब वहाँ पे खुदी क्या है, नगर निगम वाले पाइपलाइन डाल रहे हैं, नगर निगम पाइपलाइन डाल रहा है, उधर जो इलेक्ट्रिक डिपार्टमेंट है, बिजली विभाग है, वो भी वहाँ पे अपने नीचे पाइप डाल रहा है. तो देयर इज़ अ वेरी बिग डेंजर. और ये पता नहीं चल पाता है कि किस लिए क्या होगा, मतलब व्हाट आर द प्रॉब्लम्स और कहाँ पे क्या है. इट क्रिएट्स अ लॉट ऑफ प्रॉब्लम फॉर द masses. So these points are clear, children? Problems are clear? Siddhant, Katyani, Snigdha. Children, the points are clear? Okay. Now let's move to the other point. अब हम लोग दूसरे पॉइंट पे चलते हैं. My second point is waterways. दूसरा पॉइंट है आज का हमारा waterways. See, waterways include parts of rivers. Waterways include parts of rivers like Godavari, Barak, Krishna, Sundarbans, Buckingham Canal, Brahmani, East-West Canal and the Damodar Valley Corporation Canal. Inland waterways. Inland waterways are the oldest and the cheapest means of transport. जो अपने ही देश के अंदर नदियां हैं, जो सिटी के अंदर है, ये सब सबसे सही है, ये सबसे सस्ती और सबसे पुरानी means of transportation है. This means of transport includes boats, rafts and canoes sailing in rivers. India has always been a seafaring country with its seamen sailing all over the world. Today, children, India has total navigable inland waterways of 14,500 kilometer in length. Remember, India has total navigable inland waterways of 14,500 kilometer in length. Out of these, 5,685 kilometer are navigable by mechanized boats. See, total inland waterways we are having of 14,500 kilometers inland, and out of this 14,500, 5,685 kilometer are navigable by mechanized boats. Now, let's move on to the other topic. The following waterways have been declared as the national waterways. हम लोग जरा कुछ national waterways के नाम जान लेते हैं, कौन कौन से हैं. The Ganga river between Allahabad and Haldia. The Ganga river between Allahabad and Haldia, that is 1,620 kilometer. That is known as NW, National Waterways. NW means National Waterways. जैसे NH होता है तो वो होता है National Highway. NW means National Waterway. National Waterway number 1, जो कि कहाँ पे है? अलाहाबाद और हल्दिया के बीच में. That is of Ganga river. The second one is the Brahmaputra river between Sadia and Dhubri. That is of 891 kilometer. That is National Waterways number 2. The third one is National Waterways. Third number is the West Coast Canal in Kerala. That is Kotpurma, Kollam, Udyog Mandal and Champakra canals, and its length is 205 kilometers. और ये National Waterway number 3 है. The name is lengthy. The West Coast Canal in Kerala. Then the fourth one is specified stretches of Godavari and Krishna rivers, along with Kakinada, Puducherry stretch of canals, that is 1,078 kilometer, and that is National Waterways number 4. Now let's move to the fifth point. Specified stretches of rivers. Specified stretches of river Brahmani along with Matai river delta channels of Mahanadi and Brahmani rivers, and East Coast Canal, that is 588 kilometer. That is National Waterways number 5. So total 5 है हमारी. Total 5 waterways are there, national waterways are there. The first one is the Ganga river between Allahabad and Haldia. The second one is the Brahmaputra river between Sadia and Dhubri. The third one is the West Coast Canal in Kerala. The fourth one is specified stretches of Godavari and Krishna. Fifth one is stretches of river Brahmani along with Matai river. So these are the 5 national waterways. See children, there are some other inland. इनके अलावा There are some other inland मतलब जो अपने देश में है. There are some other inland waterways on which substantial transportation takes place. These are Mandavi, Zuari, Kumbarzua, Sundarbans, Barak, and backwater of Kerala. So children, apart from these, India's trade with foreign countries is carried from the ports located along the coast. Abundantly, or we can say about 95% of the country's trade, करीब 95%, 95% का जो व्यापार होता है, ट्रेड होता है, ट्रेड वॉल्यूम, that is 68% in terms of the value is moved by sea. करीब 68% वैल्यू का जो ट्रेड होता है, व्यापार होता है, is done through the sea only. ये किस रास्ते से होता है? समुद्री रास्ते से ही होता है. अब हम लोग इसे कुछ प्रॉफिट्स पढ़ लेते हैं. व्हाट आर द बेनिफिट्स, व्हाट आर द एडवांटेजेस? सो पहला पॉइंट, द फॉलोइंग आर द एडवांटेजेस ऑफ वाटरवेज. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport. Then second, it is the best means of transport to carry bulky and heavy goods at a very lower cost. ध्यान देना पॉइंट पे, सबसे अच्छा ट्रांसपोर्ट माना जाता है भारी से भारी सामान या बल्कि हो चाहे हैवी गुड्स हो, और बहुत कम दामों में ये जा सकता है. सेकंड, इट इज फ्यूल एफिशिएंट एज वेल एज इन्वायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली. सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ क्या है इसमें? फ्यूल एफिशिएंट है, मतलब फ्यूल जो होता है वो बहुत कम लगता है और इससे पॉल्यूशन वगैरह का कोई खतरा नहीं है. इट इज़ टोटली इन्वायरमेंट फ्रेंडली. The next point, all perennial rivers can be used almost, or I can say again, all perennial rivers can be used almost throughout the year. मतलब पूरे साल भर हम इन नदियों का इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. जो हमारा वाटरवेज है ये साल भर काम करता है. दैट इज द बिगेस्ट बेनिफिट. सबसे सस्ता, भारी से भारी सामान जा सकता है, एंड इट इज इन्वायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली, फ्यूल एफिशिएंट और इन्वायरमेंटल फ्रेंडली. सो दैट इज द अदर पॉइंट. नाउ लेट्स मूव टू द अदर वन. Children, this topic is clear to all? Waterways is clear? Respond with the answer. स्निग्धा, सिद्धांत, प्रत्युष, कात्यानी, कुशाग्र. Okay, children. So now I am moving to the major seaports. हम लोग चलते हैं मेजर seaports पे. See, India has a very long coastline, about 7,516 coastline about 7,516.6 kilometer. It has 12 major ports and 200 notified non-major or minor ports. about 95%, about 95% of India's foreign trade is handled by these major ports. जो हमारे ये 16 ports हैं, जो हमारे 12 ports हैं, they are only maintaining, total 12 ports हैं हमारे, they are only maintaining the important foreign trade. थोड़ा सा हम उसको ब्रीफली डिस्कस कर लेते हैं. अ ब्रीफ डिस्क्रिप्शन ऑफ द मेजर पोर्ट्स. पहले तो हम उनके नाम जानते हैं. द फर्स्ट वन इज कांडला, देन सेकंड वन मुंबई, थर्ड कोलकाता, फोर्थ हल्दिया, फिफ्थ पारादीप, सिक्स्थ मरमगांव, सेवंथ न्यू मैंगलोर, एट्थ विशाखापट्टनम, नाइन्थ जवाहरलाल नेहरू पोर्ट, 10th कोची, 11th टुतिकोरिन, and 12th and the last, that is Chennai. Okay, yes Pratyush, your question is, can you tell me some major reasons for oil rack? Yes, the answers are there. Major causes for the oil rack are that many times due to the work which goes on the seaport or in the rivers. कई बार जो काम चल रहा होता है, जैसे ज़मीन किनारे या पानी में कोई काम चल रहा है, कोई हम लोग का नया शिप उससे कई बार टकरा जाता है, या जो इसका नुकसान क्या होता है, शिप टकरा जाता है या उस पर कोई कंस्ट्रक्टिव वर्क चल रहा होता है, तो ऐसे कंडीशंस में वो पाइपलाइन हमारी खराब हो सकती है. अंडर दैट कंडीशंस ओनली. कई बार क्या होता है, पाइपलाइन गई हुई है, पता नहीं है लोगों को, और उस पर उन्होंने कंस्ट्रक्शन स्टार्ट कर दिया, डेमोलिश करना स्टार्ट कर दिया. सो दीज काइंड ऑफ कॉजेज आर देयर. और एक और चीज़ होती है, एट रेगुलर इंटरवल्स ऑफ टाइम. रेगुलर इंटरवल ऑफ टाइम पे इन सब चीज़ों को एक बार चेक किया जाता है. सो इन सर्टेन कंडीशंस जो हमारे डिपार्टमेंट्स होते हैं, दे आर नॉट फुलफिलिंग द रिक्वायर्ड कंडीशंस. So children, let's move to the major seaports. सबसे पहले let's talk about कांडला. सबसे पहले मैं बात करता हूँ कांडला की. It was the first port developed. It was the first port developed soon after the independence to ease the volume of trade on the Mumbai port. It is a tidal port. It is a tidal port located in Gujarat. It is also known as Deen Dayal Port. इसको दीन दयाल पोर्ट के नाम से भी जाना जाता है. It handles the exports and imports of highly productive granary and industrial belt stretching across Jammu and Kashmir. हिमाचल प्रदेश, पंजाब, हरियाणा, राजस्थान एंड गुजरात. The second one is, let's talk about the Mumbai one. So जो पहला हमारा है कांडला, that is located in Gujarat. इसको हम लोग किस और नाम से जानते हैं? That is also known by the name of Deen Dayal Port. Now let's move to Mumbai. अब चलते हैं हम लोग मुंबई. This port is located in Maharashtra with a spacious, natural and well-sheltered harbour. Mumbai is the biggest port of India. Children, remember this point. Mumbai is the biggest port of India. Size में बड़ा है, with a spacious, natural and well-sheltered harbour. Now, the next point is Kolkata. It is an inland it is an inland riverine port located in West Bengal. Being a tidal port, it requires constant dredging of Hooghly. It serves the hinterland of Ganga and Brahmaputra basin. The fourth one is Haldia. So children, this Haldia is situated on the eastern coast of India in West Bengal. It was developed as a subsidiary port to relieve growing pressure on Kolkata port. The fifth one is Paradeep. This port is located in Odisha and specializes in the export of iron ore. ये स्पेशली किस चीज़ के लिए फेमस है? It is famous for iron ore, for the export of iron ore. The sixth one is Marmagaon. It is located in Goa. It is the premier iron ore exporting port of the country. This port accounts for about 50% of India's iron ore are exported. करीब भारत का 50% जो आयरन ओर होता है वो यहीं से मर्मगांव से एक्सपोर्ट होता है. The next one is New Mangalore. This port is located in Karnataka. ये जो पोर्ट है हमारा कर्नाटका में लोकेटेड है. This caters to the export of iron ore concentrates from the कुद्रेमुख माइन. कुद्रेमुख माइन से जितना भी आयरन ओर्स निकलते हैं वो ये इसकी सप्लाई में लगा रहता है. The next point is Vishakhapatnam. If I talk about Vishakhapatnam, this is the deepest landlocked and well protected port. Originally, this port was conceived as an outlet for iron ore exports. जो ये पोर्ट है, it was conceived as यहाँ से आयरन ओर का एक्सपोर्ट किया जाता है. This is a very famous one, that is Vishakhapatnam. The next point is Jawahar Nehru Port. Jawaharlal Nehru Port. This port was planned with a view to decongest the Mumbai port and serve as a hub port for this region. अब मुंबई में ज़्यादा प्रेशर पड़ रहा था शिप्स वाला, तो इसलिए जवाहरलाल नेहरू पोर्ट को बनाया गया कि जिससे जो कंजेशन है, जो मुंबई में कंजेशन है, वो यहाँ पे डाइवर्ट किया जा सके. एंड सर्व्स एज अ हब पोर्ट फॉर दिस रीजन. नेक्स्ट वन इज कोची. कोची मीन्स the word here, the explanation for this Kochi is this is located at the entrance of a lagoon with a natural harbor. It is the extreme southwestern port. ये जो है एकदम हमारे extreme southwestern port माना जाता है, इसको माना जाता है. The most famous one, you would have heard the name enough, that is Tuticorin. It is located on the extreme southeastern coast of India in the state of Tamil Nadu. It has a natural harbor and a rich hinterland. It handles a flourishing trade of large variety of cargoes to many neighboring countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, and the coastal regions of India. Now the next point is that the 12th major seaport is Chennai. It is one of the oldest artificial ports of the country. In terms of volume of trade and cargo, it ranks next to Mumbai. Mumbai के बाद इसका नंबर आता है. Now children, in a fast, let me tell you certain words in the terms of glossary. The first one is inland waterways. Now, what is the meaning of this? It is a network in the form of rivers, canals, backwaters, and creeks that can be used for transportation in place of or in addition to roads and rails. The second point is fuel efficient. What is the meaning of the word fuel efficient? It means anything designed to prevent the wasteful consumption of fuel. My next word is refinery. Refinery here stands for a factory where substance, is in their natural state, such as oil or sugar, are made pure. Next is perennial river. It is a stream or river channel that has continuous flow in parts of its stream bed all the year round during years of normal rainfall. Now the next point. See, in short, whatever we have studied, I am just recapitulating it. Pipeline transport network is a new addition to our modes of transport list. Pipelines can be laid under water or over mountains and under varied terrain. Initial cost of laying pipeline is high, but subsequent running costs are minimal. Waterways are the cheapest means of transport and are more suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods. Waterways are fuel efficient and environment friendly mode of transport. India has inland navigation waterways of 14,500 km in length. India is dotted with 12 major and 200 notified non-major ports. Kandla to Kutch was the first port developed soon after independence. Mumbai is the biggest port. Mumbai is the biggest port with a spacious nature and well-sheltered harbour. Yes, children, now the answer for the first question, that is the multiple that you have to fill in the blank. Dash has the lowest density of roads in India. Children, give the answer fast. Yes, correct answer. The answer is totally correct. That is Jammu and Kashmir. Now the next question. It is again a fill in the blank. The two important navigable rivers of India are. The two important navigable rivers of India are Dash and the Dash. Okay, children. The answer is Ganga and Yamuna. The answer is Now let's move to the next question. The next question is, so the answer for this question is Ganga and Yamuna. Now let's move to the other question. My other question is, dash maintains the district roads. Dash maintains the district roads. The question would be soon visible. Till that time you can think the answer. Dash maintains the district roads. Okay, the answer for this question is that the Jila Parishad. Correct answer, children. Your answer is totally correct. The answer is Jila Parishad. Now let's move to the other question. Maximum numbers of newspapers. This topic we haven't covered. Maximum numbers of newspapers published in India are in dash. Yes, children, answer the question. Maximum number of newspapers published in India are in dash. Yes, the answer is correct. That is Hindi. The correct answer for this question is maximum newspapers in India are published in the Hindi language. Now move to the next question. My next question is, the Raja Sansi is the southernmost international airport. This is the true and false. The Raja Sansi or Raj Sansi is the southernmost international airport. This is the last question for today, children. It is true or false. You have to mention. Yes, children, answer it fast. Yes, children. Good. Your answer is right. So all the children have given the right answer. That was only for today. That much is only for today. Okay, Pratyush. That's all for today. In the next class,